everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have some incredible group chat questions. I wanted to focus on mental health this week because I have been talking about mental health and postpartum depression a lot on my own channels, and it is really resonating with you guys, and you guys have so many questions. I'm so excited about today's guest. She is a guest that you guys have asked for. You know her, you love her, and if you have ever spiraled at 2 a.m. and you need proof that somebody else out there gets it, she basically has made a whole life out of saying the quiet part out loud. So today I'm sitting with Tay Lautner. Yes, she's an author. She's a mental health advocate. She's co-host of The Squeeze, her own incredible podcast with her husband, Tay Lautner. And she is one of those rare people that talks about anxiety and the hard stuff so openly. And when you leave a conversation with her, you literally feel 10 pounds lighter. And she's also growing a human. So I'm so excited. We're going to get into the real stuff today. So hi, Tay. Welcome to Tell Me I'm a Good Mom.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. Where are you right now?
I'm currently taking a little summer vacay, just trying to be out in nature, in the woods, just trying to kind of reset.
I was going to say, it looks like you're in the woods.
Yes, very much so.
Do you feel safe in the woods? I always feel a little bit freaked out when I go to the woods.
Honestly, yeah. No, I feel fine. Now I'm going to go to bed tonight and be thinking about it.
Do you ever, so on my TikTok, I'm somehow on Appalachia TikTok, and I get all of these videos that people that live in Appalachia, and they're like, do not go out into the woods at night. Do not even look out your window at night if you live in Appalachia or you're visiting. So sorry to put that in your head.
There. So thankfully, no, I remember when that was like a big thing. That was on my For You page, but one of my girlfriends, she did a whole deep dive into all of that. And I was like, I would see it, but I wouldn't really understand what was going on or why it was popping up. But she did a thorough deep dive, but I am nowhere near that. So
okay, that's good. All I know is if you click one video, then your entire feed turns into that content.
Yes.
How is your pregnancy going? I love watching your little bump grow on your social media channels. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I know. I think I just grew a little more. I feel like I'm at the stage where I don't know if it was just I was moving weird yesterday, but I feel like my abs are really starting to separate.
Yeah.
I'm getting these little zingers in my stomach, which is really fun.
Yeah. And you're 26, 27-ish weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your pregnancy been so far?
It's honestly, I mean, I can't really complain. My first trimester was not fun, as most aren't. But yeah, I was basically just down for the count from 8 weeks to probably 14-ish. And then I finally started to get some energy back, which was nice. So I've just been kind of chugging along, trying to just do stuff for as long as I can before the whole third trimester, not being able to move things that the internet's just wait, the third trimester, it comes back. I'm oh no. But I mean, the second's it's been great. I do feel my first trimester, nausea, hunger thing is coming back, but it's not even close to as bad as what it was. But I am waking up a little nauseous again, just because I'm hungry, and then I eat something and then I'm totally fine. But
yeah, when I was pregnant, people told me to just wait all of the time. And half the time it really pissed me off. And half the time I thought it was funny and it brought levity to my situation. And now that I'm sitting on the other side of giving birth and having a baby for only 5.5 months at this point, but I almost think, and I've talked about this a little bit, I used to think it was just snark. But now I understand that to a certain degree, it actually is protective for people that are about to be moms, because pregnancy is so hard. And then being a new mom is so uniquely challenging. And yeah, I think that everyone that says just wait, lives in a little bit of a place to a certain degree of they're protecting you from what's to come. Because I don't think that we're really telling people like the full truth about what it means to become a mom and like the identity shift and how significant that can feel and the exhaustion and everything that comes with it. But I'm glad that you're feeling a little bit better. I didn't have the barfs at all my first trimester somehow. I didn't throw up once and I rarely felt nauseous. I got really, 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 really lucky. I paid for it in other ways, but like I did not have the barfs. So I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Well, luckily, knock on wood, luckily I haven't thrown up yet, but
Oh,
because
hell yeah.
I have a fear of throwing up. Like I hate throwing up. So in my first trimester, whenever I would get nauseous, I would just eat. So then I never like threw up because I would just snack on a little food and then I would be totally fine.
Yeah. Did you have like
Totally
weird
fine. But
cravings or do you have weird cravings or anything like that?
I know it's such a good question. I feel like as of recent, I've been like craving something, but I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Like last night, I was like sitting and I was like, I want something, but I don't know what it is, which is not like, like when you're like, I need
I
something,
do.
you don't
Yeah.
know what. That was me. I just started eating like our like nugget ice maker chips. I was like, am I dehydrated? Like, I don't know what I need right now. So I
Well,
literally was
I was
eating
going to
ice.
say that oftentimes when you're like craving something, but you don't know what it is exactly like that, you might just be thirsty.
Yeah. So I filled up my like giant water today and I'm not letting it leave my side because I
Yeah.
think maybe that's what it
One of my
was.
doctors told me that. And like, I don't know, I also think your brain could be like searching for like a little endorphin hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you like eat like a treat or whatever and it like makes you feel so good, it could be that you're like you're not hungry, you're not craving something, but you are craving like that endorphin high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's so true. That's probably definitely what that
Yeah.
was.
So tell me like how you've been during your pregnancy. We touched on the physical stuff, but you talk about mental health on your channel so openly. And I'm just curious, like, are you guys like so excited to become parents? Are you nervous about it? Like, where is your head at? Because pregnancy is such a unique and special time in somebody's life. And I'm just curious, like, about your mental state and sort of like where your like frame of mind is right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's everywhere. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, okay, like I'm ready to just like have this baby out of me. And
Yeah.
just like start this journey. Like I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm getting uncomfortable now. No, I mean, no, definitely so excited. Also nervous because it's a human and it's my child. That is just like a crazy thought. Um, but I'd say I feel like my mental health is like it like goes in waves, and I think that's just how it is throughout pregnancy, especially just with hormones and everything. So it's definitely an adjustment, but I'm really just learning to give myself grace throughout all of like the swings and the crying and all of that stuff. So uh, it's definitely just kind of like a day by day thing. And I feel lucky that already done I have like already struggled with my mental health. So like I've worked through a lot of like, PTSD and depression and I've gone through that before. So I kind of feel like I like not know what to expect, but I've been through it before. So it isn't as scary to me.
Yeah.
Um, Granted, it is a whole new like wave of things that I haven't dealt with before. But yeah, I'm just kind of taking it like day by day, sorting it, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I think that as somebody, to your point, it's like if you have experienced depression, anxiety, whatever it is, and you have sought help for that, you tend to have a toolkit to a certain degree that you can rely on. And I think that you start to get better at being able to identify a thought or like a behavioral pattern over a couple of days, right? Because I find that like when I'm depressed or anxious, I'm in it for a couple of days and I don't have enough like self-awareness in those like initial moments to stand outside of myself and be like, you're just having a moment right now. You're going through something. Not truth anxiety. I'm pretty good at this point at being like, oh, those are like weird obsessive thoughts that don't belong in there, right? But I
Yeah,
do think that, yeah, to your point, like you have a toolkit. And so you're able to at least understand what is happening and be able to like take that step back and like identify it and maybe judge it less. Do you know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah, and definitely, I think it adds like a layer of like me not panicking right away when I'm not able to like process a thought or understand why, I'm so emotional today or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. Like, I feel like because I have kind of like worked through it before, I'm like, okay, let's like just, this is how I'm feeling today. Let's maybe do something like, have I gone outside? Have I had my water? Just like the basic necessities that I feel like
Yes.
slip the mind even when you're not pregnant. Um, so just kind of taking it day by day and having grace with myself and just like clocking it when it happens and then letting it just kind of see itself out.
Yeah, I think trying to like not judge it, and being pregnant is so hard. Like you're on an emotional roller coaster that is so significant, and it gets like more intense and more intense and more intense, and like your body like is constantly not even it's I feel like your body is not even on like a roller coaster. It's on just like an upward like a roller coaster that doesn't go down. Just straight up and up and up until you have the baby. And then it's like, oh, okay, never mind. Now finally the roller coaster is coasting to the bottom of the ride. But yeah, it was weird. It was like it would like build and build over weeks. So it's like, oh, like a big emotional shift is happening again. And I just have to like settle in and get comfortable with it. And then like you would settle in and get comfortable. And then it happens again. And then it happens again.
Yes,
Um, the unpredictability of it was like the most predictable part of it to a certain degree. Like, well,
for
I
sure.
don't know how I'm going to feel this week or today or whatever.
Yeah,
um,
I think that's so true. And I think that's just how you kind of have to go into like the pregnancy as a whole because every day is different.
what is that like basics checklist for you? Like, have I had enough water? Have I been in nature? Have I put my phone down for a while? Like, what does that checklist consist of for you? I'm curious. Everyone's is a little bit different, but to me, it's all
Yeah,
about trying to come back to being a human and like human experiences and throwing
for
my
sure.
phone in a river, which is what I want to do pretty much every day at this point, but I can't because like
No,
it's
I
just
know.
basics.
I've been so anti-phone. I've been really bad like the past couple weeks. I recently have like fully like gotten into reading and I'm like
Love.
borderline I'm like, am I just like disassociating from the world or am I enjoying this? So I like kind of had to like clock myself if I was like, is this a healthy thing? Uh, but my Kindle is my new best friend. I've been loving it, but my checklist is probably, I mean, definitely the water thing. Um, definitely like food because I am so like snacky.
Hmm.
And like, I just will kind of like, if I'm craving something, I'll eat it. And I'm trying not to be like strict. I'm obviously not trying to just eat crap the whole time, but I am just trying to let myself, live a little with this.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to.
yeah, but I definitely am trying to like be on top of like, oh, if I like had a vegetable like in the past couple days, like did I eat like a good breakfast? I honestly think a good breakfast is something that really sets me up for a successful day. Like if I make like eggs and toast and avocado or a bagel, like if I have something that like has protein and is good for me
Hmm.
and is good fuel for my brain and my body, that really sets me up. But yeah, really just trying to like set aside time to have like work and then I can be removed from the devices and read my book or go outside or go, go somewhere with my husband or with friends, take my dog out. Like it's just like really trying to not just be stuck sitting on the couch because that is also something that I just like want to do all the time is like
Yeah, I
lay.
know what you mean. I'm curious because you have such a incredible social channel and you create a ton of content and it's all really fun and enjoyable and serious like all at once. I like love how dynamic it is. I'm curious like what is your off-screen relationship with the internet? Because mine is complex. I love it. I hate it. And I'm curious. I often ask this of creators. I'm like, how do you really feel about the internet? Are you like a slave to your stupid internet phone? Do you feel like you like
Yeah.
have to do it or do you actually enjoy it and it's like fun and light for you and a creative outlet, like an expression?
Yeah. No, it's definitely something that's fun for me. I'm really thankful uh, that it's not, I'm not a creator that's posting 3 times a day. Like that's not like what I do because I could never do that. That takes a special kind of human and people that do that, I'm like, hats off to you. That's literally crazy.
It's a really hard job.
But I kind of just I can't. But I just kind of do it for fun. Like it's obviously, posting luckily with luckily, I feel like I have a little bit of help because of my podcast and a foundation. Like there's always stuff being posted on those.
Yeah, of
So like it
course.
takes a little bit of the load off for me. But there's been so much fun stuff that's been going on. And a couple of my like close friends are also pregnant right now. So like we've
I
been like
saw.
filming a bunch of content together. So it's like it's definitely is fun. Like I always use social media as like a fun thing. Like there's never been too much stress on it. And um I don't feel pressure to like post or share things, which is really nice because I know a lot of people, and that's definitely like a little bit of a luxury for me.
That's good.
Um,
Have you guys decided if you're going to share your baby's face on the internet?
I know that's the big question. I mean, I don't know. I probably not. I say no now, but I know someone that said no and then she had her baby and she was like, nope, just kidding. I'm sharing. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like I'm just kind of like leaving it up. Like at this moment, I don't know. I don't think I would, but I also don't have my baby yet, so who
Yeah,
knows?
you don't have to decide yet. I was just curious if you like had a very like strong opinion on it, like yes or no. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
I was wishy-washy is not the right term, but like I also was like, I don't know. And we end up like posting her sometimes with not that much frequency, but I also am like, I'm not going to cover her face because like I'm not posting like weirdo stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know what? Like my baby is going to be in the world and like I don't know. I still go back and forth on it, but
no,
I
I
think if
know.
it's infrequent, I don't think it's that big a deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely because I love when my friends like share their babies
Me
online.
too. And like you, to a certain degree, you're like, oh, I'm so proud. I have this incredible baby that I made, and I want to share it, right? I mean, like literally, we send out birth announcements to our friends and neighbors. You know what I mean? And to a
Yeah,
lot of people on the internet, like is the village, is the community. So yeah, I don't know. What we did not share her full name ever. We did not share her birth date ever. So there are certain things that I think like never get put out there because they're potentially like more problematic than like the random photo of like a smiling baby. And I realize that people can take photos of smiling babies and turn it into weird stuff on the internet. But like I just can't let my mind go there. Do you know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we draw the line. We have a lot of group chat questions. So I would love to get into those. Hey, mama. If you're a new parent, you already know that bedtime can make or break the whole day for the baby and for you. But figuring out what actually works for your kid, that part can feel like a full-time job the first couple of months. But that is where Hatch Baby comes in. Every Hatch Baby includes 3 months of real expert sleep support, real-time one-on-one sleep consultant chat, milestone sleep guides, and science-backed lights and sounds. And your Hatch Baby grows with your child, so it supports healthy sleep routines all the way from the bassinet to your baby's big kid bed. I'm not going to promise you a magic fix because every baby is different. And anyone who's lived through sleep regression knows there's no cheat code. But having the sound, the light, and the actual support to reach out when I was standing in Nell's nursery at 4 a.m. during her 4-month sleep regression, literally not knowing what to do, that meant everything. There's a reason that Hatch is in 1 in 3 nurseries, and it is the #1 baby registry gift. Isn't that incredible? Like, that says a lot. The Hatch Baby comes in 5 dreamy colors, so there is a Hatch Baby for every nursery, and it genuinely looks so cute in Nell's room. Head to hatch.co/baby to shop and learn more, and you can also find Hatch Baby on Amazon, Target, and Baby List registries. Again, that's hatch.co/baby to shop and get real-time sleep support. I spoke about this last week on the podcast, but my skincare secret this year is Bon Charge. They are a holistic wellness brand with a whole range of evidence-based products designed to help you optimize basically every area of your life, grounded in science and inspired by nature. From blue light blocking glasses and red light therapy to EMF solutions, they make simple, powerful tools to counteract the stressors of modern living. And my favorite product of theirs is the red light face mask. I have been wearing this on my social media lately and I've gotten a lot of questions about it. And I've been wearing it because postpartum, like I've been exhausted. My skin was showing every single bit of it, dull, tired. I was starting to like really notice fine lines. And I wanted something non-invasive I could do at home regularly because I honestly don't have a ton of time for appointments right now. And the red light face mask has become that 10 minutes of the day that I protect. It combines red and near infrared light that penetrates the skin layers to support cellular energy and stimulate skin elasticity. It's so simple too. You do not have to be plugged into the wall. It has like a little power button thing that is on the end of the cord. I like to put it in my pocket and I turn it on and I can walk around the house. You just wear the mask for 10 minutes. You relax, you can meditate, you can read, like you can do the dishes if you want to. It's lightweight, adjustable, it's designed for home and it's low EMF so you can use it consistently. And after a few weeks, honestly, my skin does feel firmer, smoother, more radiant. It ships worldwide with fast delivery, and there's free shipping on every red light face mask. It comes with a 12-month warranty, and it's HSA FSA eligible for up to 30% savings. So go to boncharge.com and use code GOODMOM to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com and use code GOODMOM to save 15%. So these days, it does feel like every beauty brand is launching something new every 5 minutes, but the best products aren't the ones that are taking up extra space in your bag. They are the ones that earn a permanent spot in your routine. And that's exactly what Merit is known for, beauty with intention. And they have done it again with their new Clean Volume Mascara, which is about to become a staple for you. Small brush, big impact. It pairs a small, precise brush with a buildable tubing formula, and it creates lashes that are lifted, defined, and voluminous without the mess or the heaviness. It's not trying to give you a fake lash effect. This is Merit's version of a volumizing mascara. It's buildable, lifted, defined. They call it Clean Volume because that is exactly what you get. Clean volume, zero clumps, flakes, or a mess. And as a tired mom, mascara is basically my whole I got ready routine. Some days, truly, if I put no other makeup on besides my Clean Volume mascara, like I still look good. And I need that mascara that doesn't flake down my face or like drip onto my skin by noon. And this one is that. If you still haven't tried Merit, now is the perfect time because the Clean Volume mascara is in the bestsellers kit, along with some cult favorites like the Minimalist Foundation Stick, the Flush Balm, and more. Right now, Merit Beauty is offering our listeners a free signature makeup bag with your first order at meritbeauty.com. That's MERIT beauty.com to get your free signature makeup bag with your first order. meritbeauty.com.
So listeners of the show and people that follow me on social send in a ton of questions all the time. And I do a ton of question and answer on my channels. And I think because you have the squeeze and you're so open about mental health and where you're at right now, I wanted them to be a little bit mental health focused. But we have a couple interesting just flyers that I want to get into. So the first question, and I think we can both answer it from our different seats. You as a pregnant lady and me as a first-time mom that's a couple months into this. Here's the question. How to be good friends when we don't have a baby and don't quite understand, but we want to be a good friend to that person?
That's sweet.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Go ahead.
So, as someone who is 5.5 months out, I will say that I did not understand a new parent's level of exhaustion and like focus on their baby and nuclear family, or like the level of exhaustion and focus that it requires of that new person. And I also did not understand how like physically taxing new motherhood could be because of delivery and postpartum and the way that your body recovers and the way that like your hormones shift and how it affects your brain and your literal cognitive function. I have to tell you, like, if you don't have a baby, your friend that does have a baby is basically just like in full survival mode. And like her brain is like half functional. And it's really hard to wrap your head around that. But I have had people in my life that are upset because I'm not texting them back enough, or like I haven't been around to make plans. And all what I can say is that I'm like simply not able to. Like half the time, like I put my phone down and I forget that the bathtub is running and I almost overflow my house. Do you know what I mean? And so I think there's like a big debate on this that like new moms and people that are pregnant like need to show up for everybody in the same way. You were like not fully mentally and physically with it, like while
Yeah.
you're pregnant and after you give birth, and everyone is just doing their best. And so I think how you show up for your friend is trying to understand that piece of it and trying to understand that like your friend still love and cares about you, but there are just baseline survival things that are happening in her own home. And in many ways, those are the only things that she can focus on for the time being. And she'll get back to the friendships when she is literally able. And I know that that is like kind of brutalist to a certain way, but I cannot think of another way to explain it. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like I'm really thankful for some of my girlfriends that, don't have kids, have never been pregnant. And one of my good friends, she was like, I need you to tell me what you need because I don't like, I want to be there for you, but I don't know how, how you need me to show up. And I was so thankful that she asked me that. So that would be like my advice. If you haven't been a mom or been pregnant or like gone through any of this before, I think just like having that open and honest conversation and checking in with your friends to be like, hey, like if you want to like be there for them, like ask them. Because that was kind of the biggest thing. Because when I got pregnant, I had no clue what my friends that had been pregnant, like I felt like a bad friend when I got pregnant and realized what I was going through. I was like, oh my gosh, that's what my friends were going through. Like, why didn't I check on them more? So that was kind of like a big realization for me. And I'm so thankful that my girlfriends that haven't been pregnant before are already so just like willing and able to be like, what do you need? Can I help you with this? Like my girlfriend's always like, do you need help nesting? Like, can I come over and help you organize? Like it's taking those like little things, even if it's something that I don't like want to do or I need help with, like, it's just that little like thoughtful ask is really nice.
I think that's a really, really good tip. I love that. Yeah.
That's great.
I had the same experience when I became a mom. I was like, holy shit. I was really not there for my friends who have walked this path before me. So much so that I apologized to many of them. And I was like, I just did not realize what you were going through. And I totally could have showed up better for you. I just didn't understand like the degree to which you needed help and support. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that it's just a place where you have to be aware that you may not get a lot back as like the person that doesn't have a kid in that moment. And people are going to be mad at me about that. But I think you have to remember that friendships and romantic relationships are not always 50-50. Sometimes they're 90-10, 80-20. Like the split looks different across different life seasons and like depending on where the people are at. People are going to say that I'm so selfish for my answer, but I'm just trying to be like totally real with you if you're listening.
I think the people that are saying you're selfish haven't walked through this before, so their opinion doesn't matter.
Okay, that's a good point.
I have been talking to you guys about Resort Pass a lot the past couple of weeks because I am genuinely a fan and I genuinely think I cracked the code on surviving the summer as a new mom. You know how I'm always saying it feels like you have to earn rest, like you have to be completely depleted before you're allowed to take a break. After the baby, that honestly got so much worse. I was in full survival mode for the first couple of months, and the idea of getting away like really kind of felt impossible. You know what I'm talking about. But here's what Resort Pass actually is. It gives you access to luxury hotels, pools, spas, and cabanas for the day. No overnight stay, no membership fees. You just book it. Passes start at $25 and you're poolside in under 5 minutes. They partner directly with over 2,500 hotels and resorts across the US, Caribbean, and Mexico. So you get that same elevated experience as an overnight guest does. 6 million people have already taken a Resort Pass staycation, and there are over 100,000 5-star reviews. And they even do same-day booking, which is incredible. A few weeks ago, I did hit a wall, and I told my husband, listen, I need 3 hours away somewhere that is not our house. And if you have a newborn, you feel that one deep in your body.
I booked a cabana that morning. I sat by a gorgeous pool. I put my phone face down and I read my book. And I came home feeling like an actual person again. Yes, 10 pounds lighter. That day did more for my head that week than almost anything else. And that's what I love about it. No life overhaul, no months of planning. It's one day to step out of the routine and get back to yourself. Visit resortpass.com/goodmom to get $20 off your first booking of $100 or more. That's resortpass.com/GOODMOM for $20 off. Resort Pass, the day is yours. If you guys have ever been in my kitchen, you know that we are a primal kitchen household. I put their ketchup on genuinely everything. I love their ketchup. I've been eating Primal Kitchen ketchup for years. But the reason we're so loyal right now goes deeper than that. Nell has CMPA, it's a dairy allergy. And so I'm reading every single label that comes into this house right now. And Primal Kitchen makes that so much easier. Their sauces and condiments are made with real, honest ingredients and made for the real food that I actually love. The salads, the burgers, the sandwiches. And here's the deal with Primal Kitchen. They are on a mission to change the way the world eats. They were the first brand to bring avocado oil to sauces and condiments, and they're now the fastest growing salad dressing brand in the US because everything is crafted with high quality, real ingredients like avocado oil and none of the stuff that you don't really want. My current obsession is their Caesar dressing. It's made with avocado oil, no seed oils, it's sugar-free, and it's made with no dairy, which in our house obviously is everything all of a sudden. It is the best thing to happen to any salad or wrap, and it's made with real ingredients that I can actually recognize. And once you start, there's a whole world of it. Dressings, sauces, condiments, pantry staples, all made the same way. Find Primal Kitchen dressings, sauces, and condiments at your local grocery store or on primalkitchen.com. Primal Kitchen, made for real food.
My next question, I think, is something that has a limitless answer, and I'm very curious to get your take. How does one maintain decent mental health in such uncertainty and with such darkness in the world?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm definitely someone that stays out of worldly things. And I always have, like, even as a kid, if my parents would like have the news on, it would like immediately stress me out. And I'd be like, we have to turn this off. Like, I can't mentally. I think that's just because I'm an empath and hard things are hard for me, which can sound a little ignorant, but I will, hear things that are going on from family and friends and do keep up with worldly things in some degree. But I think just like setting a boundary with it is important because what am I going to do? Like sit and spiral and the whole time about everything that's going on in the world and that, how can I help all of these different things? Like it's just, I think a boundary that I've had to set to be like, I can't live life. Like you can't live life like that. And that's how I know I process things. So just setting a boundary, I think with what you take in is really important because that's just not good for our mental health. I think also accepting that, a lot of the stuff is like out of our control for sure, that we can do things and stand up for others and make a difference and make a change. I mean, that's literally what I do like every day with mental health. But knowing that I think is important. I honestly like focusing on you. I think like taking the time to just like focus like on yourself in a weird way is probably helpful and something that I would recommend doing.
Yeah. When I get a question like this, I empathize because I think about the state of the world and where it's going all the time, especially as it relates to my daughter and her future and her kids' future and what is this even going to look like in not even 50 years, like in 10 years with the way things are going. So I think about this and I sit in this a lot. And then I try to remember that throughout human history, it has always looked kind of bleak. Like, I'm sure even during the fucking Renaissance, people were not being like, wow, like, look at these like incredible painters and all of these new inventions and all of this amazing food and culture like that we're getting access to. Wow. I'm sure they were still worried about
like the rat plague killing them all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think to be a human is to suffer in many ways because of our cognizance and the fact that we are like aware of suffering and experience it versus just being animals and walking around the planet and eating our food and pooping and getting on with our days. So I think you have to remember that it has always been tough out there. And in a lot of ways, our current situation, I think, is arguably a lot better from like a health and longevity standpoint than it was for previous civilizations even 100 years ago in the US, right? Like I think ladies like used to cack at like 38 all the time. And now we're living into like our 70s and 80s. So it's getting better, ladies. So I think that is the first thing that you need to remember. You need to like get some perspective on the reality of the situation. But I do agree with you. It doesn't feel good. It feels like pretty bleak right now. And I think a big reason why is that the volume to information or access to information has increased significantly. And like that is breaking how our brains work. And it's part of why we feel so bad. The fact that we are all on our phones 42 times a day, and every time we open our phone, it either gives our brain like a thumbs up endorphin signal or like a thumbs down signal from something bad that you are forced to engage with. I think like our brains are not functioning in the way that they used to or the ways that they are like built to function. And I think it is contributing to this sense of doom and darkness. And when a lot of the content that you are seeing every day is just like the world is bad, the world is bad, the world is bad, versus like the newspaper showing up at your house in the morning and you sit down and you read a couple minutes of it and then you're done until the next day. Like our access to information is breaking who we are as humans. And so like you got to figure out how to put your phone down.
I agree with that completely. Yeah, I think that's a big reason why so many people why it feels like so heightened all the time. And I think what you said is totally right. Like, I think we have been, I think humans do suffer, and that's just life. And we've walked through lots of things as human beings over the hundreds and thousands of years we've been on this earth. Like, it just feels so much more like in our face because it's on our phones and we're scrolling and it's like so dire and needs to be changed now. But I think, maybe if we look back at history, nothing's really like changed. It's just how much of the information we are able to take in has changed.
Yeah, I don't think we're able to take in all the information, but I think we're forced to see it and have to try to compute it all the time. And that is really challenging. Like, I wish, truly, I know that the internet has improved lives in many different ways in terms of like, I grew up in the 90s and I just wish that we could go back to the 90s where like the house phone, where you have to call each other on the house phone and you meet on the street for your play date and you hang out and you go home when the sun starts to go down. Like I yearn for those days. And my husband and I think all the time, like, how do we try to create a life like that for our daughter? That's kind of like our North Star right now, is how do we figure out our way through the right now times, which feel like really challenging for, I think, a lot of people for all of the reasons that we talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know if our North Star is like real or not, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. We could all meet you in the woods.
We should all hang here.
We can all hang in the woods.
Today's episode is sponsored by Honest. And if there's one thing I did not expect about new motherhood, it's how many tiny decisions you have to make before you've even had a coffee or a matcha or a tea in the morning. What goes on baby's skin, what I trust for the 15 daily messes, what I'm using for bath time and for cuddles and for cleanups. And that is why in my house, I reach for Honest, because they make baby essentials for life's most delicate skin. And here is what has always sold me about Honest. They make every single product to their highest standard. They call it the honest standard. Thoughtfully choosing the ingredients they put in and the ones that they leave out, extremely important. Their baby products are hypoallergenic and dermatologist tested, which is exactly the kind of peace of mind you want when it's your son or daughter's brand new skin. From their clean conscious wipes, which I love, I have in almost every room of the house, and my diaper bag, to bath and body essentials and diapers, every product is designed for the delicate details that matter the most. And I do keep those clean conscious wipes in every room, just like I said. And knowing what's in them, what I'm putting on her soft baby skin is one less thing I am spiraling about at 2 a.m. Honest, the mother of all standards. Shop Honest on Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Ooh, my Quince order got delivered a few days ago. It is like a beautiful button-down linen shirt. And the best summer pieces are those ones that you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile. Somehow they're right for every occasion. That is exactly why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials using premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, washable silk without the traditional retail markup. It makes a ton of sense. Their 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that I reach for all summer long, just like the shirt that I got. Lightweight, effortless to style, and they start at just $32. Plus, the denim is so soft and comfortable. The organic cotton sweaters are perfect for layering when the evenings finally cool down. And their 14 karat gold jewelry, have you guys seen their jewelry? It adds that subtle finishing touch. Simple hoops or just a delicate chain makes the most thrown together outfit feel really intentional. And everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because they work directly with ethical factories and they cut out the middlemen. So you're paying for the quality, not the brand markup. And it's not just apparel. They do elevated home essentials too, from bedding and bath to kitchen and furniture. I love this button-down shirt. It is like my new go-to piece all of a sudden. And it honestly makes me feel put together on zero sleep, which is like what's happening right now because we're in the middle of a sleep regression. So I want you guys to make your summer wardrobe feel easier too. Go to quince.com/goodmom for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Quince is also available in Canada now too. That's QUINCE.com/goodmom for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/goodmom.
Okay, I'm curious what insight you can provide to this because it really is a question about trauma in general. And I think that there are a lot of layers to this. But somebody asks, why can't I remember what happened the month after my traumatic C-section? And I think that this goes into just like trauma and PTSD in general, not just this like physical thing happened to me, though your hormones fall off a cliff so suddenly and you're so heavily drugged, given that you have a C-section, that it really is common and normal to have like memory lapse, I think, after you go through something so significant. But to me, the word here that like is like flashing red is traumatic in traumatic C-section. It could be traumatic car accident. It could be traumatic breakup, right? Fill in the blank. Do you have insight into this? I know like you talk about mental health all the time. You're a nurse. Like, what is your opinion about this? And this is not medical advice to anybody that's listening, but like, I'm curious just like what you think about this.
I mean, just speaking from like a self experience, I worked as a COVID nurse and was diagnosed with PTSD after working COVID. And there is so much of life in that time period that I really like don't remember.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's just a way of our brains trying to protect itself. Like it's just a way for our brain to protect itself from what's going on. And it is a trauma response. But I think I don't think whoever wrote that question, or if you've like gone through that, I don't think you should be worried because that's a very much normal response. I mean, I would say even after having a beautiful, easy birth, I'm sure like the first month of having, month after having a newborn that you're caring for is still, you're still going through the sleep deprivation and your body's shifting and changing in the hormones and all like there is no, like you're in a sense of like fight or flight during that time period. Like I even say I forget stuff that happened to me in my first trimester.
Yeah.
just because like you're just like trying to get through the day, and it's not like I think I think it's normal. Like it's not an abnormal thing. Like I literally forget so many things from my first trimester. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. And I'll like forget that these things happened, or that I did this, or I had to go to the doctor because of this, whatever it may be. I think it's totally normal. So don't like freak out about it. I think if you start dissociating from, withdrawing from your relationships, from, there's other signs that are showing maybe you need to go talk to someone. I think that's when you should be like, hey, I'm clocking these feelings. Cause that's what happened with me. Was I was forgetting things that I knew I should know. Like I was forgetting people's names and restaurants I had been, like I was forgetting stuff that I knew, and it was getting a little scary for me. But I also was like really withdrawn, and I was feeling like super numb. So there was a lot of other things that were going on as well. Um, so I think don't be scared, because to a degree that is normal when you walk through something that is completely life changing. Either because you didn't have a traumatic birth, or if you did have a traumatic birth, like it's your body's going through so much alone. So I think just like give yourself like a little grace, and don't panic too much, but also go talk to someone if you are worried. I think, I have therapy tomorrow, and I can't wait because it's been 2 weeks. But therapy has absolutely changed my life. So having someone like that you can talk to, I think, is super important.
Yeah, that's really helpful guidance. It is always in those moments where like the bad thoughts are very present that I also think it's hard to go seek out help. You can become sort of like trapped in like your brain and like the obsessiveness and like the worry or whatever the topic is. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I would just encourage you to try to push through those moments to a solution, because speaking to somebody like that is the solution. You know what I mean? It's not a silver bullet, but I do find that I get pretty significant relief from whatever is bothering me for like a week or two, like
Yeah.
after I have a great chat with my psychiatrist, or she gives me something new to do or something new to consider. It's like a constant evolution. And I have experienced a little bit of this, the forgetting after the traumatic medical event. And specifically when it comes to, pregnancy and delivery, and then my retained placenta, which was also crazy. Um, my psychiatrist told me, she was like, your body is protecting you. Like you are just trying to survive right now. And so shielding you from the memory of like what happened and how awful it was is allowing your body to continue to do the job of taking care of your beautiful new baby and taking care of you. She's like, basically some of the things turn off as part of a survival mechanism so that you can just keep it moving forward, and like you and your baby literally survive. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's really helpful to understand. And it removes a lot of like guilt from the way that you're feeling, because you're like, your body is basically just processing. And it's like, we literally don't have time to remember that horrible thing or deal with that horrible thing right now. We do not have time. Maybe in the future we will deal with a horrible thing. And she also said, like, we are programmed to reproduce. And so if we remembered every horrific thing that comes with pregnancy and childbirth, like we would never do it again. The population would go into the toilet. And so I think that's part of it too. I think it's normal and natural to not remember some of these really hard things, because like we're inclined to reproduce. Like,
Sure.
I'm already thinking about the next baby and I'm still in the fucking trenches. And I'm like, why is my brain telling me, hey, we should start thinking about having a next baby when I'm still so deep in the trenches?
Yeah.
It's
So
so
true.
confusing. That's a question for my psychiatrist. Why am I starting to feel the urge when I'm still so deep in it and it's still so scary? It's kooky. It's kooky. Okay. This last question, I think, is a really good one. How do I differentiate between severe exhaustion and burnout and depression and anxiety? How do I know what it is? Am I burned out, or am I depressed and anxious? And I got this question and I was like, well, exhaustion is different than depression. but they can kind of live all in the same jar. You know what I mean? It's the same jar. What are you talking about?
I was there. I was there in the jar with you.
You're in the jar.
No, I mean, I think maybe it just depends what you have going on in life, because there's definitely, depression. When you're depressed, you can be like exhausted, but it's less so exhausted, but more so not wanting to do anything. So like there's so much crossover to all of these things. I would just examine maybe like if you can figure out if there is something that triggers it, where that's coming from. Um, I know if I'm feeling burnt out, then I'm not wanting anything to do with any device. Like I'm like checked out of work. So I know when I'm feeling that way, that's kind of how I react. And then when I'm depressed, it's more so I will just want to, like, the stereotypical, like, I'll get stuck scrolling on my phone and like not wanting to go out and see friends or not wanting to do stuff. So I think maybe if you can talk to someone and kind of like work through what you have going on in your life, and see, maybe if you are curious if it is burnout, maybe you can change something, how you're approaching work or what work looks like, whatever you think is causing you to feel that burnt out feeling is doing. Because there's definitely a crossover, but I think just kind of like seeing if you can pinpoint like a trigger or what you are feeling from certain actions. That's very vague, but I'm trying to like think of an example.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
I think that like wondering if it's like exhaustion and burnout or depression, anxiety. My question back to this person is the ickiness that you're feeling when you are so tired, does it get resolved by rest?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like when you are exhausted, you feel like caca. That's just how it goes. But if you rest, does it resolve and you feel better? Then it probably is exhaustion, right? Or it's probably burnout. And yeah, you have to think about how am I going to rework my day or my life or whatever it is to feel better. But if it doesn't resolve when you get rest, then yeah, it kind of sounds more like you need to speak to somebody to like properly address and understand what's going on. I can at least speak from a postpartum perspective that when you rest, you feel better. And then it's like maybe not postpartum depression, like actually is true, right? Because like as a new parent, you are so exhausted, and exhaustion can create some like real challenges, real mental fog, like real darkness, like like keeping people awake for days on end, like as a torture, like tactic or whatever for a reason, because it makes you feel so miserable. And it just makes you like want to give up. Like that's the reality. You're like, please, can I get some rest? So I guess like in that instance, like if you are getting rest and stuff isn't resolving, then that is definitely something that you want to speak to a professional about. And like you can get help. There's tons of help out there. There's so many good resources. Like I literally got on the phone a few weeks ago with my psychiatrist and was like, I honestly think that I have postpartum depression at this point. I tried to push through it for a number of weeks. I was like, this is just exhaustion, but it wasn't. Like I was having postpartum depression, and she like clocked it pretty easily with like not even a checklist, just a couple of questions. She was like, yeah, these are classic signs. And instead of sleeping it off, we'll get you help in different ways, right? And so I think either thing you can get help for and address, but like I think you need to go through the process of trying to get some rest first to better evaluate what is really going on.
For sure. That's great.
Yeah. That's this week's episode, everybody. Tay, you're such a great guest. I'm so excited that your baby is coming soon.
Gosh, me too.
Do you know if you're having a boy or girl?
I'm having a girl.
Oh, that's so sweet. I have a little girl too. Well, thank you so much for your time. You're glowing. Does everyone tell you that you're glowing?
I do get that, but I also think that's just like part of my skincare routine also
Wow,
has like
vibes. I was going to say, does it get old to get the compliment?
I take it. I take what I can get at this point.
I love it. Where can our listeners find you and check out what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, my Instagram is Tay Lautner. TikTok is Mrs. Tay Lautner, but the Squeeze podcast on all socials, anything Lemons by Tay is our nonprofit page. But yeah, we're kind of scattered all over the place, but those are kind of the main ones.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your insight and your tips. You like really have a very beautiful soul. I can tell through our virtual recording today. And I can tell that you care a lot about people. So thank you for coming on the show and answering everyone's questions. Great group chat questions today, you guys. Keep them coming. All right. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you leave a rating or review, it would help as we get the show off the ground. We love ratings and reviews. And be sure to check out next week's episode.